11:25, almost on a Monday morning, and the wildlife presenter and comedian Bill Oddie has died at the age of 85. The TV star found fame in the 70s as a member of the comic trio The Goodies, alongside Tim Brooke-Taylor and Graham Garden. It's reported by his agent that he died on Saturday. Well, Oddie hosted wildlife programmes including Birding with Bill Oddie, Bill Oddie Goes Wild, Springwatch and Autumnwatch, and we're joined now by arts and entertainment reporter Bethany Monell. And Bethany, from Do the Funky Gibbon all the way through to then kind of the pinnacle of television broadcasting when it comes to the natural world.
He rose to fame, like you said, in The Goodies, one-third of that comedy trio. And it's impossible, really, to explain to any younger viewers quite how big The Goodies was. It was appointment to view TV. It was the kind of show that would be on in the evening. The next day, all the kids at school would be talking about it. I banged into a colleague on the way here, and he was that era, and he said to me, the episode where they had a giant kitten on the show, it was quite surreal, a bit Monty Python-esque, actually, kind of bombing through London, knocking over buildings. He said that next day at school, that was all anybody was talking about and reenacting. Famous for their tandem bike skit and absolutely Funky Gibbon, a comedy single. It got to, I think, #4 in the UK charts, even made the US charts. The Goodies was massive. The cast went on to voice the Banana Man kids TV show that was big in the early 80s. And sadly, it's worth saying that now Graham Garden is the last surviving member of The Goodies, because sadly Tim Brooke-Taylor died back in 2000. So with the news today that Bill Oddie has died, he just celebrated his 85th birthday a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, now only one remaining member. He then kind of had a reinvention as an ornithologist, a bird watcher. I think his agent called him the country's best-loved birder. But I'm saying reinvention. It was a reinvention for the public. He'd actually been talking about birds and obsessing about birds and loving the bird life, writing about Birmingham bird wildlife, where he was brought up since he was a teenager. He was actually given an OBE in 2003 in honour of all his work towards conservation and the environment. He was kind of ahead of his time on that one, really, a bit like King Charles. He was somebody that was talking about conservation and wildlife and the importance of that long before it became fashionable. Also, he was very open about struggles with his mental health, about depression, bipolar disorder, something he struggled with, but bounced back from, but spoke openly about. So I think a lot of people will sort of remember him for that also, and talking about that again when it maybe wasn't quite as fashionable as it is today. Yeah, a 70s comedy icon that had many strings to his bow. He's obviously going to be missed by a lot of people, and tributes have begun coming in.
Yes, David Attenborough took you to the world you hadn't yet seen. Bill Oddie showed you the world in your back garden and brought that to life as well. Bethany, good to have you with us. Thank you. I want to take you back to some live footage